Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Board Games Unlocked, and today I'm doing a discussion over Star Realms Rise of the Empire. I was going to say Emperor, and that would have been wrong. So this is the newest, expansion to Star Realms. Technically a standalone expansion because it comes with a campaign, but after the campaign you can play it on its own. It comes with enough to play like regular Star Realms. But the primary focus of this review is going to be over the actual campaign, which to my surprise, because I had backed this, I don't know, like a while back, and I was surprised to find out that it was a legacy campaign, which I had not heard that. That's a term I haven't heard in 84 years. Because it just feels like legacy campaigns have gone away. Now, like there's pseudo-legacy or legacy-light games where you make changes, but it's very resettable. Or if you do make changes, like put stickers on and stuff, there's pretty much a reset pack. And there's a reset pack here, but they called it a legacy campaign. And I was intrigued because it's like, okay, that should entail some sort of, obviously, card manipulation, card changing, and a story that is told over the course of several games. And with a deck builder like Star Realms, I figured that there's a lot of interesting ways that they could have actually taken this. And boy, did they steer as far away as possible from anything interesting. Like, this is the most, bog standard legacy campaign I've played in a very long time. Like, there's something to be said about bad games versus boring games, mediocre games, which one is worse. And I would honestly argue that a very flat, boring game is worse. It's kind of like watching, a really bad movie. You can have fun with a bad movie, but if it's just a nothing movie and you get nothing out of it, you're more miserable, in my opinion. At least I am. And that's just kind of how I felt pretty much from game one. There are 12 games in the campaign, and anything legacy of it is pretty much done after game 4. And it's really they were just phoning it in at the end. And this isn't a dog necessarily on Star Realms. Star Realms is a fine deck builder. It's not my favorite by any means. It was serviceable at the time. It's a decent enough 1v1 deck builder. But pretty much, I feel like this campaign is going to be for people who love Star Realms. Star Realms is something they play every night before bed with their significant other or with someone, and they're just really into it because that's how you're playing this game. The campaign is 12 games of Star Realms with very minor changes to each game. The first 4 games has the air of excitement because you're putting stickers on it, but the stickers are so lame. What really kind of set the tone for me of the rest of this campaign was you have your faction upgrades, and you can upgrade both bases and ships, and basically it costs 2 more gold to be able to upgrade a ship and 3 more gold to upgrade a base. But you can only upgrade a certain cost. So if you get a cost 1 ship, it would cost you 3 gold to take it and upgrade it, but you can only upgrade it when you actually buy it from the market. So you buy it from the market, spend your money, and then you acquire it. Okay, you got your ship, but now you are no longer able to upgrade a level 1 base. So pretty much each sticker sheet, you are only allowed to use 5 of them on a sheet. So one, it's incredibly limiting, and the upgrades are so whatever. They're so lame. That, honestly, the when acquired effects are more exciting. Some of them are, hey, when acquired, deal 2 damage. Okay, that's cool. Well, that's probably a little bit better than, me, what is that? That's a cost 2. That's better than me actually taking this cost 2 upgrade, putting it on there, and now I can scrap it for 4 damage. There's like there's almost nothing to the sticker element. It's as simple as you could have made it. Like when you were just like, oh shit, we have to make that Rise of Empire expansion. I don't know, make the upgrades a coin and some healing, like whatever. We'll just do that for 4 games. It's painful that none of these are exciting. Like literally, it's just, oh, I can upgrade it, so I guess I will. Like that's really it. There's not a whole lot of thought. Because it's a deck builder at the end of the day, and here's what really rubbed me the wrong way with these stickers. So not only do you put the sticker on, you take one of your factions, and there are 3 other factions in the game. The Consortium, the Kingdom, and the Scavengers. So if you were the one who, acquired and upgraded this archer, you would put a sticker on it, and you would take your blue, if you were the Federation, you would take a blue and the purple, and you would put it up at the top left. So now, this card counts as a blue and a purple for terms of ally things. So they, pop off for more things. Like, hey, this will be good for my blue cards as well as my purple cards. Alright, well that's kind of interesting. But what was extremely lame is after your first game and you realize, oh, I don't keep these cards. They still go back into the market. And that, to me, was really kind of what killed the campaign. Because in my head, a legacy campaign was going to, for a deck builder like this, was going to be something like, oh, I'm actually going to be modifying my starting deck. I'm really going to build out a deck. Like, I'm going to construct a deck as well as do deck building throughout the entire course of the campaign. No, you still start with your 10 cards, your standard 10, well, it's actually 11 cards. You started out with your 11 cards every single game. All 12 games, you start out with these same 12 cards. And you play 12 games of Star Realms with and it's like, okay, well, why am I thematically trying to coerce these 3 factions to help me win my war against the Star Empire or my war against the Trade Federation, when on my opponent's turn they can just acquire that card? There is nothing stopping them from being like, oh, you acquired this archer, well, it's my turn, I have 2 gold, I'm just gonna buy it. So now your faction, like your enemy's factions, can also be used with you. Why? What is the point of that? Like, why isn't it cooler? Why isn't it better to be like, hey, I'm actually going to acquire these cards so they stay in my personal deck, or something along the lines of, okay, for all the cards that you've modified this round, keep one of them in your starting deck. So that eventually you will have unique cards that stay with you, and you kind of do some deck construction as the game goes on, as you're building your fleet to take on the enemy army. Not like, okay, thanks for this battle, I know you're on my side, but I don't know if you're going to be tomorrow. It's so stupid. Like, it's as lazy of a legacy campaign as I could even think of. Because, like, I remember when Seafall came out, and that was a bad legacy game. But at least it was trying to do something unique. Not take a previously done IP and put legacy on top of it like Pandemic did. It was this whole fleshed out thing. It just didn't work. Here, it's like, oh, you like Star Realms? Well, what if you put stickers on cards and played Star Realms? It's like, oh, yeah, what if? Well, what if you didn't do that and you just played regular Star Realms and actually just had a better time? Because here's the other thing. This game comes down to kind of like the rich get richer. Every single campaign, or every single game, there's these victory point cards. And these victory point cards are really how you win the overall campaign. Now, does it really matter? No. Like, it just determines what paragraph you read at the end. But if you win the next game, you have the scenario sheet, and you flip it to your side because you won, and there's a little thematic blurb of what happens because you won the last one, and then the person who won gets to pick a benefit. It's either, hey, you can start, like, one game, the Trade Federation could be like, they can start with 60, but the other team can start with an Explorer. Instead of 50 health, you start with 60. So it's like, well, I won, but I also get to pick a benefit for myself for the next game. You also get to pick events that go into the trade deck. The only semblance of kind of a catch-up mechanism is for every game that your opponent has won over 3, you get a Gambit card. So if one person is really like landsliding, let's say they've won 5 games, then the opponent's always going to be able to get 2 Gambit cards on their turn. That's it. So it's like, okay, great, I won. Now I'm going to get a benefit to help me probably win next game. And until you start getting Gambit cards, which at that point it might be too little too late, even though it's still a deck builder and it's completely random, so you could just get completely swamped, where it's like, oh man, yeah, I just didn't ever draw well, and you did. Now you win. And now we go to the next game. And here's what's so infuriating is the first 4 games you're getting new stickers, but then you look at them and you're like, okay, these are basically the same type of stickers. Like they don't get more. It's not like the first game they have these basic whatever stickers to kind of get you into the campaign. All of them are like that. All of them are oh, this is 2 damage and heals 3. Oh look, 1 coin and 2 damage. Oh look, this base is 2 damage and heals 2. Like it's not like they get more exciting. The only thing that changes is the cost of what is available to you. And then if someone just happens to be on their turn and they draw well, and it's like, okay, cool, I can keep upgrading stuff. There's a 2-point victory reward for the first person who gets all 20 of their upgrades out. So it's like, great, I'm going to have more victory points at the end of the game. And there's like a majority rule for each of the 3 factions at the very end of the campaign. That's like, hey, if you have more controlled cards of a certain faction, then you get an extra point. It doesn't matter. Like, it's just so stupid. But at the beginning, it's like, okay, it'd be nice if the first 4 games kind of gave you more interesting, more exciting combinations of abilities. Really, like, focus on the legacy aspect of making you decide what cards you want. Again, not that it would really matter because your opponent would just get the benefit anyway. But after, like, the first 5 games, it doesn't change. Like, the next 6 games are literally scenario sheet and the victory point card. They quit giving you unique cards. They quit giving, and the rest of the cards that you get in other scenarios are just reminders based off of a decision you made. It's like, oh, hey, I can decide to make Vipers do an extra 2 damage. Oh, here's the reminder card of that. They quit giving you stickers. They quit giving you any semblance of legacy stuff. So you're just sitting there doing the exact same game because the scenario card only changes the beginning. Like, what decision? It's like, okay, like, you gave up trying to make a campaign and only modified it in the slightest sense, where you basically are playing so many games that you're just done by the end of it. Like, by the end of 5, like game 5, probably game 6, when I realized they were just doing the same thing, I was just trying to get through this campaign as quickly as possible. And then you get to the finale, which, spoilers, I guess, for anyone who wants to play this. The very end, on Scenario 12, they shoehorn in this semi-cooperative element. It's like, oh, hey, you've been fighting each other for 11 games. Are you tired of that? Good. Now we're going to make you fight a boss. And it becomes pretty much cooperative, because they tell you, hey, you can fight each other still, but whoever, you make like a truce in the story, and you can fight each other, but whoever attacks the other person gets a -1 victory condition. Because I guess you could do it in a way where if you defeat them and you solo the boss, then you're the one who you get 3 victory points, but you also actually lose a victory point, so you only gain 2 victory points. And the opponent who's defeated but still won, because the boss was defeated, they get 0 points. So you could do that. I don't see why you ever would, unless you take this campaign way too seriously. you're just sitting there and you're like, okay, like whenever we got to the final boss, I was like, okay, we can attack each other. Do you just not want to do that in any way and just focus on the boss? And he's annoying. All he does is basically consume cards from the market and then, does an ability and then attacks everyone for however many consumed cards. And he kind of splits it if both people are alive. But if you have ways, the Star Federation, their only uniqueness is their special ability kind of focuses on making your opponent discard cards. And it's like, oh, if you make the blob discard a card, you actually just heal 3. So the Star Empire was just kind of built to fight it, and it's like, okay, great, every time I attack, I get to heal. And then the Trade Federation, their special thing is they can heal. So the beginning of the fight it starts off rough, but then as you actually start getting a deck going, it's like, all right, I'm doing 20 damage each time, and I'm healing, and we end with 40 health, and it dies. So it was super easy if you fully cooperate. And then if you both cooperate, you both get 3 points, so it's a wash. So it turns the final scenario into a semi-cooperative, basically cooperative experience, but then you still have to count up victory points and be like, okay, well, whoever had the most wins the campaign, let's read our thing and move on. The only benefit that I can think of from actually getting this is if you love Star Realms, this is probably, everything I'm saying is probably, honey. You're like, oh man, I get to play 12 games of Star Realms, that sounds amazing. Which is fine, that's great. Like, then this would be a blast for you. But if you don't love Star Realms, the only thing about the Legacy campaign that I can see is that at the end of the campaign, you now have a unique Star Realms deck that you can play. And that's it. It's base Star Realms. I mean, I guess with events and gambits and stuff, but it's basic Star Realms. And that's it. Like, they give 2 new rule sheets. In a lot of Legacy games, you get new rules. Like, that's kind of how they get around printing a whole bunch of stuff. Like, you have your rule book that has blank stuff. It's like, oh, now in scenario 5, we add these rules, and now this is going to carry over from the rest of the game. Nope, not here. That rule book is what it is, and then you just have rule changes for the given scenario. It's not as if it carries the entire campaign. It's just, okay, hey, this game, Vipers let you draw a card. Only this game, and that's it. So I'm completely underwhelmed by this. I don't really know what I was expecting going into it. Like I said, I was surprised that there was a Legacy campaign. And the thing is I have everything for Star Realms. Like, I have all the packs, I have all the scenario stuff that they have, and I have no reason to ever throw this stuff in, and no reason to ever play the campaign again, because it wasn't exciting. It wasn't, why would I do this when I can just add basically what this is doing from the mini decks into regular Star Realms? But I guess if you don't have anything of Star Realms, this could be a good starting off point. Would give you if you've never played any Legacy game, or if you've never played any deck builder, or you like Star Realms, this could be fun. But man, I am just so whatever on this. Wasn't great. Wasn't great. I'm tired after playing 12 games of Star Realms, and I probably never want to play it again. But that's it. Yeah. That's pretty much it on Star Realms Rise of the Empire. Like, I'm not trying to be like a dick to this, but I feel like this had so much more it could have done. Like, there's so many more creative cards. Like, you could have had it to where you get heroes. Like, there's heroes in the base game. You could have had it to where you get more unique ships. in your starting deck. The fact that you don't get to modify your starting deck at all blows my mind. There was no... That could have been... Yeah, I get it. It's a deck builder. And they were trying to keep it core to Star Realms. But you could have done so many more cool things. Really hone it. Because it's not like you have to manage 4 other players. This game campaign is designed for 2. So you could have made it to where each person gets to really customize their own personal deck and build their army of the Trade Federation and try and make them go a different route, or really focus on the healing aspect, or the Star Empire. Have them focus on unique ships. Hey, here are the next scenario. There are these alliance ships that come in, and whoever won the last scenario gets first pick out of 5 cards, and that's the one that's in my starting deck. Because they have vault sheets, they have ways for you to put in your stickers in your deck. So you could have been way more unique and really hone in and be like, okay, I'm gonna take this card. It's only good if I get it with another card because I have that one. So if I can get it, that's gonna be an awesome swing. You could have done so much more like better and fun deck constructing. But the fact that you just put stickers on trade deck cards and those just come out, man, that is just so whatever of a system, and really just feels like they're running out of ideas at this point with Star Realms. I really am like, just why can't you just admit it's over? Like, this is not doing anything for anyone, I feel. But maybe I'm wrong. But I don't know. That's it, everyone. That's my thoughts on Star Realms, Rise of the Empire. On a scale of 1 to 10, 4. Like, I think it's like, I mean, Star Realms, and this is mainly over the campaign, again, not over Star Realms. I mean, again, I'm not the biggest fan of Star Realms. I think it's fine if somewhere that, like, I could bring the base game and just play it, but I probably wouldn't, honestly. Or if you have the app, it's just gonna be quicker and easier on the app. I'd probably give, like, maybe base Star Realms like a 6 at this point. But it drops so many points for me because the campaign just sucks. And there's so much missed opportunities here. It's really just, hey, what if we made them pay and they played 12 games of Star Realms with a mediocre story that doesn't really get any emotion or feeling out of anyone. It's just it's really an excuse to just have them play 12 games, and we had to shoehorn in a story for it. Yeah, I'm really not digging this. So that is my thoughts on Star Realms, Rise of the Empire. Let me know what you think of the game in the comments below. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time update is for you. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see more of my content, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever I upload any new content. If you feel like supporting the channel, you can go ahead and click that Patreon link to be taken to my Patreon, and any help is truly appreciated. Other than that, stick around for any other run-throughs or reviews or cool top 10s or whatever I feel like putting on. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.